Chris James there with Under the Sea. Under the Sea. Under the Sea. I'm thinking of the lobster now, aren't I? Under the Sun.
Under the Sun.
And
yes,
by the way, people, yes, Darren did hack my Facebook.
There were lovely comments of yours, Tracy, I have to say.
Leave him in the studio for 5 seconds on his own with my Facebook up, and look what he does.
No one would believe you. I don't know how to use Facebook, so no one would believe you. This first single from the second to soon to be released album from Victoria Mcgee is Fire in the Wind. Is the name of the album, I think.
It is.
It is. But I'll tell you what, one thing that I can tell you, I don't know a lot, but I can tell you this is a stunning single. It's called Don't Leave the Leaving, and it's a fabulous young lady with a fabulous voice, and we thought we might find a little bit more about her, and Victoria Mcgee joins us on the line. G'day, Victoria, how are you?
Good, thank you, Darren. Hi, Tracy, how are you?
Good, thanks, mate. I tell you what, Darren has been very, very excited, and he has been busting to talk to you because at Urban Country Music this year we had Louis Shelton surprise us all and get up and play with the Wolverines, and he's going, I have to talk to Victoria about Louis.
Yeah, Louis is just a great man. He's a hot topic in radio interviews, I can tell you that much.
Yeah.
I tell you what, it's a great get for you, isn't it, to have someone like Louis Shelton involved in this record?
Certainly is. Yeah, Louis and I met back in 2006 at the Tamworth Country Music Festival, and I sort of didn't know many of his accolades until I sort of got to know him better and started working with him, and he's just an amazing man. I mean, it's nothing for him to sit and have dinner with you and tell you stories like he's had a cup of coffee with a friend down at Woolworths about Elvis Presley and Lionel Richie and Fields and Croft and Whitney Houston, and he just talks about them like old friends. So it's a bit pinch yourself every now and then, but it's certainly something that I've got on my side that I'll never regret.
Having someone of any great experience, whether it's a Louis Shelton or someone who's had great life experience and great music experience, just having a listen to your record and listening to your songs must just be an inspiration in itself.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he just never fails to produce, and we make magic in the studio together, so he just produces amazing stuff. So we're quite a good pair, Louis and I. We work well together, so everything's always really relaxed, and you know, he goes to the States and finds the songs and comes home, and then next year we're going to head to the States together, so it's all very exciting times.
Now, tell us a little bit about your background in music, Victoria.
So I started singing when I was just a little whippersnapper when I was 8, and have been on the stage ever since. So professionally, when I was 14 was the first time I sort of started to sing professionally. And yeah, it sort of all took off from there, and I've had many beautiful experiences on the stage ever since. Worked with, you know, people like the Wolverines, and we did the 16 shows in 10 days in Tamworth the other year with Angry Anderson, and of course Louis was on that show as well. So many great people have crossed my path from my days on the stage, so I'm very lucky.
So, Don't Leave the Leavin'. Tell us about how this song came about.
Oh, that's a good story.
Well, that's good because you like the good stories.
You like the good stories. I'd actually recorded Don't Leave the Leavin' on my own, and met up with a great man called Geoff Robertson, just another great friend to cross my path. But Geoff is the other half of the Robertson brothers. So I rang Jeffrey, and I'd met Jeffrey a few years ago. But the funny part of that story is that I used to actually climb on top of my wardrobe so I could get enough reception to listen to the Sydney radio station that Geoff used to sing on, Love Song Dedication. So he had a great hit at the time called The Last Love Song, and I fell in love with that song, and that's how I initially came to know Jeffrey. And then met him a few years ago working in Sydney, and I gave him a call and I said, listen, Geoff, will you come and sing a duet on the album? And he says to me, I love that line, Vic, because I ended up singing every backing vocal on the album. But yeah, Don't Leave the Leavin' was originally recorded just me on my own, and when Jeffrey heard the songs when he got to the Gold Coast, he said, please tell me the duets, Don't Leave the Leavin'. So when he had that kind of vibe about it, we sort of twisted Louis' arm and said, hey, can we give it a shot? And we recorded it the next day together, and the rest is history, and it is what it is. So that's how it came about.
So when you went into the recording studios, because a lot of people sort of get a little bit confused, because today's, like, if you go back, I'm saying, 20, 30, even 40 years ago, when you went into a recording studio, the band was in there, everyone was in there, and it went bang, bang, bang. Did you actually sing at the same time, or did you do two different takes? And how long did it take to actually get it all, just the vocals? I'm not talking about the rest of it, just the vocals. How many takes and how long did it take to get that down?
Well, I mean, it's pretty amazing because Louis, I mean, a lot of people think that, all different people play on my albums. The most amazing thing is Louis does the drums, he does the slide guitar, he does most of the instruments. He doesn't only play guitar. So he did all the tracks, and the vocals probably took I was up there for about a week and a half. I did do some shoe shopping in the time in between.
Well, you have to. That's a given.
It's a necessity. So it keeps you sane, the shoe shopping in between. But, so probably about a week and a half to do the vocals, and Geoff came up in the last couple of days. And I basically recorded most of my part of Don't Leave Her Leavin', and we just mixed his vocal on there. So, yeah, I work pretty quick, Louis and I. It doesn't take too long at all.
Yeah.
Now, you said you're heading over to Nashville. What's going to be on the agenda over there? Meeting up with some people, or just tell us a little bit about what's on your plans?
Yes, Louis is going to hook up some meetings with, of course, Sony was kind enough for their writers to actually provide us with the songs. So those songs all belong to Sony Nashville that are coming out on Fire in the Wind. So we want to sort of take it back to Nashville and say, look what we did with your songs.
Great idea.
And, which is fantastic. So he's got some contacts with Sony Nashville over there, who he's going to, of course, we'll tee up some meetings with those guys and some management and touring companies, things like that, so that we can get the ball rolling in the States.
So will this be the first time you've gone over to the States?
It will be.
How exciting is that?
I'm very nervous, so it'll be very exciting. But we're going to stay with Louis. Got family in Nashville, of course, so it'll be like being at home, almost.
Yeah, a long way away, but yeah, we're close enough.
I'm sure I'll feel more than at home in those boot shops.
Yeah, actually, we had a couple of local girls go over to, did a bit of a tour, and they did a bit of singing while over there, and they came home with extra baggage, and it was just the shoes and boots.
Absolutely, yeah. They just line the walls. Like, our lady showed me photographs, and he said he doesn't think he's ever going to get me out of them. I think he might be right.
One thing for sure, when you head to Nashville, you're taking a fantastic song and a beautifully recorded number. It's called Don't Leave the Leavin', and we might go out with that now. It's available there.
Yep, you can get it on the website, all the w's.victoriamcgee.com.au. And where else can we get that from?
iTunes and all good online music retail stations.